Welcome.
Afraid of drowning. Afraid of drowning.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you guys found this, it's because you're either my friend or you just dug that deep into the internet. Anyway, this is Afraid of Drowning. My name is Ralph, and I guess what Afraid of Drowning is, real quick, is a creative outlet for me. It's something that I use to just start making things and pushing myself to create more, and it turned into kind of like a brand, I guess. I've made some t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, stuff like that, and I'm hoping to push it further and further. I write a lot of poetry and stuff. I also do a lot of photo and video editing. I use the Instagram as a way for me to post that poetry with photos that I've edited of my car or friends' cars, and kind of just get that stuff out there. When I'm putting those poems and stuff like that, or how I feel online, it's a way for me to advocate mental health for myself, I guess, to know that these things that I'm feeling and thinking are true, and if I put them out there to the public, it helps me deal with that stuff a little bit more. Yeah, but anyway, enough about that. Welcome to Afraid of Drowning. Thanks for tuning in. Right now, I'm on my way to a friend's place in North Philly to check out his car. I got a new sticker coming out, and by the time this video is out, it actually should be online. So he is going to let me put the new sticker on his car and take some photos of it. So I figured while we're there, we'll check out his car. It's really cool. It's one of my favorite builds. He's just a great dude. So I'm excited to see the build. I'm excited that he got it back on the ground. By the title and thumbnail, I'm sure you already know what it is. So yeah, let's cut to us getting there. All right, here y'all. Here's that car. There it is. It's sick, right? Dang. So sick. Yo, this build is crazy. Those wheels are tight. I love the stance on this. All right, here it is. The sticker. That's what we came here for. It's okay to be awkward.
Yeah, this will probably be extremely shitty.
This is a Mk4. As you could probably already tell, it is not on bags. This car used to look so different, but it's come a long way. You've had this for like what?
I got this in February of, I think 2017. I had like rotted fenders, rotted rockers, you know, silver paint on the inside. Never got around to doing the door jambs.
I think in all the years that I've known you, I've never even noticed the silver on the inside. It's always been this color since I've known you. This rust, which is not a wrap. You must have gotten like what, like 1 million DMs asking?
I'll tell you like how many requests, and I would normally sit at like 70 requests, and like 75% of them were like, hey man, how did you rust your car? Like, how'd you do the bumpers? I was like, oh God, the bumpers are plastic. How did you rust plastic?
Which was pretty smart how you did it.
But I don't really care too much of it. It's not really a secret. You can obviously get an idea from this quarter because I sanded it down. I guess I should start with how it got to that point. I forget where I was going, but a minivan cut across like 3 different lanes and just smacked into my rear quarter. And I did my best to hammer it out with a heat gun. And my theory was that if I hit the lip once, it would just crack all the Bondo off. So my one buddy, Coors, was like, you should probably rust the whole car. But I was like, I can't do plastic. It's gonna look weird if I do, black bumpers and everything else rust. All I did was type how to rust plastic into Google and I found my answer. Divine Media, I think his name is Mike Anderson. He made a short video on how to do his roof and he linked a special paint. It's got iron flakes in the paint. First you sand it, put down primer, and then put the iron paint on. Once the iron paint dries, you spray it with acid. It has copper dissolved into it. It allows it to get a deeper orange color. Disclaimer, at first it was not this color.
It was like pretty orange looking.
Yeah.
But you could still tell it was rusted, but like after some time it definitely like now it looks like this car has been sitting outside in like your stepdad's backyard for like
a barn
years.
farm.
Yeah, right.
You can actually, on most of the edges, you can see all the texture and how rough it was. A lot of people just thought it was like wrap or, some junk like that. My fenders are actually on his car now. You can see a lot of the color of it. Obviously it got dirty over time, but it only, like, whether you got oil on it or any other like brake fluid, anything you really put on it, it would only just add a new spot, a new texture, new color.
It sat for a while, right?
Yeah, it sat for about 2 years. I took it to Ohio and I was showing off, I won't lie. And I lowered the car as much as I could, sat it completely leveled on the ground. We got onto this one highway and my buddy was in front of me, but he had a bagged like Mark 7, my buddy Raff. He doesn't have to dodge anything, and his version of letting me know that there was a bump was hitting his brakes. So I didn't have any time. I looked up and there was a mountain of just tarmac sitting in the center. I hit it, all 4 wheels came off the ground. I slammed back down. I think I cracked the actual shift tower on the trans. When I actually landed, I had it in fourth, but it just redlined. Put it in neutral, put it back and forth. Somehow it found gears. Whether it was on the way there or on the way back, I had accumulated about 14 cracks in my 3 spokes. If you look at the back of the wheel, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So many different cracks on it. It held 65 PSI for 9 hours. All the way home.
Like it looks so good.
Work equipped Bogarts.
Yeah. What size are those?
These ones are 17 by 9 plus 20. One of the harder sets to find. Most of the ones that keep getting posted for sale are like 17 by 8 or like 17 by 7. There's actually a set that just went up, 2,500. They're 17 by 10, I think plus 23. That's a beautiful spec and it's super rare.
It's been a long time coming since this is, back on the road and drivable, but it's
sat for 2 years, I believe. Because after going to Ohio, cracking the trans, cracking all my wheels, I had a change of heart and I was like, I should probably build this thing a little better because I just kind of ignored everything. All my gaskets were leaking on my engine. That's actually my old engine right there. You can see how disgusting it is. I got to a point where like the car kind of deserved better. Took the whole thing apart. Yeah, I found these on buyE.com, Yahoo auction. I won the auction, I think, for like $330. Shipping was a lot. It was $450 to get all the wheels here. So I was into them like $800 at that point. I ran into an issue where like everyone at the time when I bought them, every like wheel company couldn't figure out how to build small wheels. I have no idea why. Now it's a little more accessible, I guess. I reached out to, I think it's Love 20 and then B, like BEE. And instantly he was like, yeah, I can do that for you, no problem. The original spec was 15 by 6.5. I had them stepped 16 by 10.5. You can obviously see it has a flat lip style. Whoever made the lips for him, when they punched it, they stepped it out right at the face. So when he got those different punches, he cut it out and then drilled it to my exact face and sent it back out to me. It wasn't too much. I think it was $1,600 to get them fully rebuilt, but they're fully sealed. They're nice. I have 2 caps, so I'm holding on to them until I can try and find 2 others. They're SSR Longchamps. They're XR-4R.
Yeah, these are some of my favorite wheels.
Like
if I could find a set of those in 14s for my
yeah,
car.
Well, if you want that, you would just look up XR4s, because those are the ones that are 4-lug.
Oh, okay.
These ones are like a rare set. They're still XR4s. They're 5-lug, so it helps me out, because if I was to try and do 5-lug to 4-lug, I'd have to run like a 2-inch adapter, and then I wouldn't be able to build them as big.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to put gas in it, you have to reach your hand in here. There you go. That's where the gas goes. Definitely. I remember sitting in the back of here, driving around. You had no padding back there too.
No, I did not.
And I have no padding on my butt, so like it was just bone on metal.
There's one time Tyler and Sydney actually sat on top of the gas tank in Ohio. Both of them sat on the gas tank as we drove back to the house. Sydney hit her head on the roof of the car. Tyler had to like give her a pillow. It's sitting right now, I think, at -15 in the front. The rear, I have to do a little more fab work for to get them sitting just right. You can probably see that that side is towed in a little bit. Well, what I'm trying to do with my friend, which is Michael Rodriguez. His Instagram is like Reichel Rodriguez. But he does pretty much all my fab work for me. This engine bay is kind of ugly at the moment. I built this car. I put it all back together in about, I think it was like 2 weeks time.
Nah, it's a show car. It's clean.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, with my cracked windshield.
That's style. It's all about style.
Style, yeah.
It's that style, baby.
My buddy Mike, because I chopped the wheel wells out for clearance, just so I don't eat up tires, I had him weld in chromoly tubing from the strut tower to the frame rails, and it's a little hard to see because it's dark right now. There's not the greatest lighting in here. He ran a crossbar between the two frame rails and actually made me a mount to my transmission. That way I can get rid of the dog bone underneath, because
that's smart.
Everybody knows that dog bones are one of them parts that you just end up ripping off. Normally when you catch the lower bolt for the dog bone, you rip a nice big chunk of your trans off, then you just dump out all your gear oil. And this trans has 50,000 miles on it, so I'd like to keep it around for a little while. I got this turbo kit from my buddy Alex Marsicano. His Instagram is The Real VW or Die. It's a Precision 5858, like 650 injectors, tile blow off, tile wastegate. It puts down, it was custom tuned, dyno tuned by FFE Racing. Puts down 315 to the wheels.
We'll put some freaking shag carpet or some crushed velvet.
I do have I'll turn this off. I do have fabric I was gonna lay up on this section of the dash, since there's a breakaway line.
Oh, okay.
I figured I'd press it into that. My favorite part about it though has gotta be the airbag cover. Buddy Brandon over here, he drew that up for me.
Sick.
Whole lot of gang shit.
It's sick though. I'm excited to get on the road, and we'll do like an actual edit with it.
Once I get the rear beam situation figured out, because I chopped the mounts in half. With the bracket for the beam and everything else, I couldn't get the rear low enough so that I wouldn't, you know, I would eliminate the rake of the car. Mm-hmm. So I have a guy in Florida right now. I think his Instagram is Axiom Race Fab. He's gonna custom cut bushings for me, solid steel, so that I can weld them in, and he's gonna mill it down so that it sits flush with the ground pretty much.
But cool, man. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap up this video. Excited to, we'll do another video on this later, driving around and stuff.
Hopefully it doesn't look as ugly and there's stock quarters back on it. Yeah,
it's come a long way though.
Mistakes were made.
Super proud of how you've stuck with this, because I know at times you didn't want to.
Yeah, there was a point, and he yelled at me for it. I was so ready to junk it.
Yeah.
I got so tight. He used to yell at me and call it the shed. Every like tool or like.
That thing was stacked up to the top of the door with just shit.
Yeah.
I remember when it was sitting behind your house, like on jack stands and like. Yep.
Like any part that I had to go towards it, I would just like throw in there and let it sit. Any kind of tools or like bolts, nuts, you know, anything.
Nah, you've made a lot of progress in like a good amount of time recently too. So just
I think
keep that momentum going. Well, I'm gonna head out of here, and I don't know how to end this. I'll end it later. So it's about 2 to 3 days later. I forgot to film an outro when I was at the garage with Slanga. It was nice of him to let me come over and check out the car. I've been friends with him for a few years now, and it's cool to see the car progress as much as it has over the past few years. I'm super glad that he didn't give up on it, because it's amazing. I mean, that car has a lot that's gone into it, which is sick. I'm in the garage now with my car. It's a Mark III Golf with a bunch of stuff done to it, but we'll talk about that another day. But yeah, for now, I guess leave a comment or subscribe, like, do all that stuff. And maybe I'll do more of these. I have a bunch of friends with cool cars that I could check out. I could also do videos while I'm working on this thing. Yeah, just something to kind of help me stay occupied and stay motivated while working on stuff. Yeah, so if you want to see more videos and stuff, let me know. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.
Afraid of drowning.
Goodbye.